I hope all is well, bro. So you're probably gonna hate what I'm going to say right now, but you're probably on fake self-improvement. Have you ever experienced that you've like put a bunch of work into trying to improve or to reach your goals, but a year from then or a couple months from then, you see very little progress and your life is basically the same? Have you ever wondered why that is? You put all this work in and nothing really happened. One of the main reasons why is because you're probably doing some sort of fake self-improvement habit. If we can get rid of fake self-improvement habits and we can realize that these things we think are productive, but they're actually not, are there, if we get rid of those, then we'll actually make much faster progress towards goals or anything that you're trying to work on. All right, so you're probably wondering, like, what the hell is fake self-improvement? Well, pretty much, it's just any action that makes you feel like you're improving, it makes you feel like you're progressing, it makes you feel productive, right? Anything sort of like that. But the action actually doesn't really make you go any closer to your goals or any more productive. It only makes you feel that way. And it's sort of a sabotage because you feel like you're being productive, you feel like you're moving towards your goals, but you're not. You don't want to be the guy who's like right now, he's like, I'm gonna be jacked a year from now. I'm gonna have a business a year from now. Trust me, you'll see me what I'll be like in a year. I'm gonna be so cool. And then a year later comes by and you haven't done shit and you're the same exact person. You don't want to be that guy, right? You want to be the person that sets a goal and actually has it happen. You want to be the person that, follows through with their promises and makes stuff happen, right? Well, a good way to move towards that is to just get rid of these fake self-improvement habits. Okay, so we know what fake self-improvement is, but what does it actually mean to self-improve or to improve? Well, it's not watching Patrick Bateman edits, it's not watching Sigma Male videos, it's not posting motivational quotes, it's not watching any sort of video or reading all these books. No. All self-improvement is simply just taking actions, doing the actions that will improve your life. So the first form of fake self-improvement is called mental masturbation. You're probably wondering why it's called that, and I'll explain that right now. This is pretty much just where you make yourself feel like you're improving, you make yourself feel like you're, moving towards your goals, you make yourself excited, you watch all these motivational videos, but when it's time to actually do the difficult actions that cause improvement in your life, you don't do it, and you just make an excuse that you're doing more research. Here's how to figure out if you partake in mental masturbation. You found out about self-improvement and you love the idea of it. Waking up at 5 a.m., going on a run or grinding out the gym, building your body, starting a business, being the outlier, not being like everybody else, moving towards your goals. The cool edits you see online, they give you hope and motivation. They make you feel like you're moving towards your goals. You feel like you are moving towards something greater. But that's all it is. It's just a feeling. So many of us love sort of the image or the idea of self-improvement. We say that we're going to start a business in the future. We're going to get rich. We're going to start a channel. We're going to, get jacked. We're going to get shredded. We're going to learn this skill. 2 years from now, I'm going to prove everyone wrong, and they're going to be jealous. I'm going to be this, super successful, highly achieved person. And thinking about those sort of things gets us excited, makes us feel motivated, makes us feel like we're moving towards something greater, we're moving towards a goal. But we're not. You need to realize that, just because you think these things, just because you know about these things, doesn't mean you're actually going to make progress. You still need to take the actions. Stop fantasizing about what's going to happen. What can you do right now? Get off of your computers watching self-improvement videos like this, and what can you do right now that will actually bring you towards your goals? Stop thinking about what you're going to do a year from now, what you're going to do 2 years from now, what's going to happen. The only way that's going to happen is by you doing actions right now. So figure out things you can do every day, right now, repetitively, that'll bring you towards that goal that you want. Because most people, they just fantasize about the future. They just fantasize about the outcome of self-improvement, right? But very little people actually focus on the goals and the things they can do right now. So if you don't want to be that person that, always thinks about self-improvement but doesn't get anything done, then figure out what you can do right now and set goals. Stop thinking about the result. Think about how you can get there. Most of us only think about self-improvement. We think about what we're going to be doing a year from now. We think about, all the things we'll achieve. We think about the goals we'll achieve in the future. We think about how rich we'll be, right? And it makes us feel productive. It makes you feel like you're moving towards something because you're thinking about all these positive things, you're learning all these different things from YouTube videos, you're taking notes on your journal, you're reading books, right? It makes you feel like you're actually improving. But in reality, you're really not improving that much. You still need to take the actions that are difficult. It's a pretty big self-sabotage that a lot of us do. We feel like we're making progress and we feel like we're actually improving, but we're really not. So if you want to avoid this, just look at the results that are happening in your life. If you feel like you're improving, you feel like you're moving forward, but the results are the same and there's no improvement in the results you're trying to get, then you're probably partaking in mental masturbation. But if you feel like you're improving a lot, you feel super motivated and the results are coming up slowly but surely, then you're probably not. So make sure it's okay to get excited about your goals. It's okay to be motivated. All that stuff's good, but you need to prioritize taking action because so many of us trick ourselves that we're making progress, we're improving, but we're not. So ask yourself, are a lot of these self-improvement videos that you spend hours watching, are they actually helpful or do they just feel helpful? Do these videos actually help you get more results? Do they help you progress? Or do they just make you feel that way? Chances are they probably only make you feel that way. So the lesson for this section is to pretty much just not get caught up in the feeling of improving, because a lot of times we can feel like we're improving, we can feel like we're progressing, but our progress is going nowhere. You're not going to reach your goals by feeling like you're improving. You're going to reach your goals by actually taking actions. So going off of this, a lot of us are addicted to self-help content. It makes us feel a sense of hope. It makes us excited. It gives us that short burst of motivation. It makes us pumped to go try new stuff. We feel like we're, moving towards our goals because we watch these motivational videos. But this is super temporary and it doesn't really change anything in the long run. And a good way to fix this is just to ask yourself, what feeling are you seeking out from these self-improvement videos? Once again, I replaced my Instagram and video game and TikTok addiction with just a self-improvement video addiction. So I just asked myself, okay, what feelings am I trying to get from these videos that I'm missing out in real life? So an example could be if I feel like a lack of progress in my life, I'm probably gonna watch videos that will sort of give me that sense of progress again, or to motivate me into doing that. If I have a lack of motivation to work, I'm probably gonna watch more motivational videos, sort of grind set type of videos. If I don't feel very disciplined or I feel like I need to get back at it, I'm probably gonna watch more disciplined video. But that's not what we need to do. If you're not productive right now and you don't feel productive, the last thing you need to do is to watch a bunch of videos on productivity. That isn't productive at all. What you need to do is you need to just start being productive again, because you probably already know how to be productive. You just want to take the easy way out by doing things that make you feel productive, but instead you need to do things that actually make you productive again. So once again, figure out what is that thing you're trying to seek through these videos. I used to watch a lot of Hamza videos and I'd binge watch the fuck out of them because they made me feel like I was progressing. They made me feel super inspired and it was pretty helpful, but really the amount of time I spent watching the videos was making my life worse, right? So I figured out, okay, what feeling am I getting from these videos that I can get in real life? And then I just figured out how I could get that feeling in real life. The next thing is, why are you even on self-improvement? And it's time to be real with yourself. Why are you actually on self-improvement? Because a lot of us like the idea of it. We kind of like the sort of culture behind it, I guess. The classic underdog story of, reinventing yourself, or the story of being bullied by girls and then coming back rich, stuff like that. We love to think about it. Or the idea of, everyone ignoring you and you're the, lone wolf, and then you make a shit ton of money and now everybody thinks you're cool. We like to think about those stories. We like to, think that that's us and it feels cool, right? But that isn't really self-improvement in my opinion. You just like the image of it. You like the outcome of it. But self-improvement isn't the image of it or the outcome. It's simply just doing actions that make your life better. But a lot of us are on self-improvement for these reasons that are not for improving yourself, like trying to prove people wrong, trying to be a Sigma male or whatever, trying to be the crypto guy that shows off how much money he has, trying to have a bunch of Lambos and yachts and to flex on people. That's not self-improvement. That's just the result of working hard. That's just the outcome. But Self-improvement is literally just doing actions that improve your life. So when you fantasize about, you know, all these self-improvement outcomes or sort of the culture behind it, you watch all these videos like Andrew Tate shorts, you feel like you're kind of living that lifestyle. You feel like you're kind of like one of them, but you're not, and you're not making any progress. And realistically, when it comes to taking action and taking it repeatedly, it's hard and it's super boring. So be real with yourself and ask yourself, are you actually doing self-improvement habits that improve your life? Or are you just kind of on self-improvement because you think it's cool and you're doing surface level actions like watching an Andrew Tate podcast or, you know, watching these self-improvement YouTube shorts and posting a motivational quote on Instagram? Ask yourself that question and be real with yourself. The next form of fake self-improvement is constantly looking for new solutions to your problems, right? Because you probably already know a lot of the solutions to your problems right now, at least somewhat, right? You probably kind of know in the back of your head what you need to be doing right now in order to improve your life in different ways, right? But the things that you know you need to do are kind of boring. They're not that exciting. So instead of just doing these difficult and boring things, you'd rather just constantly search for the perfect solution, you know, the ideal solution that works super well and doesn't take much effort. But in reality, that doesn't exist. But a lot of us, we just spend so much time searching for it instead of just actually doing the difficult thing we kind of know we need to do. So an example could be, you want to be more productive, right? Most of us kind of already know in the back of our head what the solution is to be more productive. It's to be on your phone less, to consume less social media content, less instant gratification, right? And then also just to plan out what you're gonna do. Do the most difficult tasks first and then do the less important ones later. Most of us kind of already know that, right? But it's not that exciting of advice, and it's kind of boring and it's difficult. Not going on your phone is difficult. Planning out, you know, these things and doing the most difficult task first thing in the day is difficult, right? And a lot of us would rather try to find some magic solution to be more productive by watching a bunch of YouTube videos and constantly researching for an easier alternative that works just as well. But a lot of times that doesn't exist, and we just waste our time researching for something that doesn't really exist. A lot of times the answers to our problems or things we need to do to actually progress in whatever we're doing are kind of boring, and they're pretty difficult and not very exciting. And you probably don't want to do those things because they don't sound very fun at all. Instead, you'd rather try to find that perfect piece of advice that doesn't take much effort and is the secret solution you've been looking for all along. And I think a lot of us try to do this. We constantly binge watch self-improvement videos, money-making videos. We're trying to find the perfect solution that will, you know, change our life. We think we're just gonna stumble across that one video that will just solve all of our problems, that one course or that one book that will solve all of our problems. But that doesn't exist. A lot of times the things that will solve your problems are boring, kind of repetitive, difficult things that you need to do every single day. Let's say you want to get better at talking to girls and get a little more experience because right now you're incredibly awkward. Well, you probably already know what the solution is. It's to simply just talk to more girls and get your experience up there, and to just, you know, actually practice your social skills by using them in real life, right? But that's going to be difficult. You're probably going to go through embarrassment. You're probably going to feel cringy. You're probably going to do something stupid and feel like an idiot. And that's difficult. It's not very exciting. And it's kind of, you're probably going to go through some sort of pain, right? And that's probably not what you want to do. So instead of just focusing on that, you try to find the perfect solution, that one thing that'll change your life. So you start watching a bunch of YouTube videos on the perfect text message, you know, the perfect one-liner, the perfect formula to like talk to girls or some shit. And you keep trying to find that solution that you think is out there in the world, but it's not, right? Like, you just want to believe in it because the alternative, the thing that actually works, is super difficult and not as exciting as this imaginary perfect solution you have in your head. And a lot of us convince ourselves that we're improving, we're learning, right? You know, we're constantly learning about this way to improve this skill, right? But a lot of times what we're actually doing is we're just avoiding the thing we actually have to do, which is difficult. We're procrastinating on the action, and we're disguising it by pretending like we're researching, but in reality we're just trying to find an easier solution that doesn't exist. The last thing is spreading your focus too far and thin. So self-improvement means to get better, right? And if you're on self-improvement, you want to become better. And if you're on self-improvement, you're probably not happy with where you're at right now in a lot of different areas of your life. You probably want to improve your finances, your social skills, your status, your physique, learn new skills and all that kind of stuff. But it gets extremely overwhelming because there's all these different things you need to max out and focus on. So most people have a self-improvement journey like this, that realize they need to work on all areas of their life. So they work tirelessly trying to improve all areas at once. They put all this effort in, and then a year or two from then, their life is basically the same, and all that's left over is just some surface level progress. Why is that? It's because they're trying to improve too many areas at once. And I was trying to do this. You try to get jacked, you try to get strong, you try to learn martial arts, you try to, become the Riz God. I don't know why I just said that. You try to start a channel, you try to make money and stuff. You're trying to do all these different things, and your focus is just being split into way too many areas. So the main way to avoid this and to actually make bigger progress is to set less goals. You don't want to scatter your focus too much. And the next thing is to make your goal clear. A lot of us probably have the goal, okay, I'm gonna make 10K a month, but you don't have a way how, you don't have, like a skill that you wanna learn. You don't have a clear direction. Sure, the goal is to make 10K a month, but it's not clear enough. You don't have any sort of way of getting there. So I recommend, I recommend you find one main thing you wanna focus on for quite a long time. And this can change, right? You're young, so you don't need to worry about this too much, but just figure out like one thing you want to focus on. And then everything else in your life is basically secondary to that one thing you're going to focus on. So pretty much you have the main goal, and then you have all these other small things that you put off to the side a little bit more. So for a few months, not so much right now, but for a few months, for around like 7 months, my main goal was to just learn how to grow and start a YouTube channel and build up an audience, right? So that's what my time mostly revolved around, right? It was just learning how to make videos, learning how to get better at speaking and all that kind of stuff. And then everything else, like working out, my business, that kind of stuff, I put to the side a little bit. I still did them, but I didn't put as much effort as I did when it came to this. So pretty much like you set one main goal, and your schedule and the things you do and your time revolves around that main thing. That's the priority, is that goal. Think of it like this. You have this much focus, right? So most of us, we try to use our focus, and we try to split it up into 10 different things. And the focus on each of those things is very small because we split it up. So the progress we're making in general is just kind of surface level. We're not making much progress in all those things. But the better thing to do is just to put all your focus into one main thing, because you'll actually have a lot more time for that thing, and you'll have a lot more focus for that thing. And the result from that is a lot more progress. This is basically called essentialism, and it's pretty much just where you go all in on one thing, and you try to eliminate as much things around your life that distract you from this one thing. So you pretty much just try to put most of your focus into one, maybe two things. Well, most people, they have no focus, and their brain is super scattered because they try to put their focus into like 10 different things, and they don't have focus for any of those things because it's just all scattered and split up. So essentialism is basically just focusing on one thing, figuring out what are the tasks that you need to do that will give you the majority of results in that one goal. So for making YouTube videos, it's recording and scripting and editing. That's it. Everything else matters, but it doesn't contribute nearly as much as the main things. So I'm gonna spend most of my time focusing and trying to get better at the main things that are the most important, that give the majority of the results. So when you're starting self-improvement, what you need to do is you need to figure out one main thing you want to focus on. And this will take a while, and it might change over time, but right now just give yourself one thing you want to focus on. This could be improving your fitness. This could be getting better at a sport. It could be, I don't know, getting good at like a skill, like an instrument, or, editing, sales, whatever it is. Like, put most of your focus into that one skill, and then everything else is secondary to that main goal you're focusing on. This will actually help you make progress in that goal. So the conclusion is, there's a bunch of things that we think are improving our life, that feel like we're improving, but they don't actually result in any improvement in our life. So the main thing is you want to acknowledge those, and hopefully this video helped with that. And you just need to take action, and a lot of the things that will actually make your life improve are kind of boring and they're not that exciting. And then lastly, make sure you set 1, maybe 2 goals, and you put most of your focus into those, one thing, or that's 2 things, because that's where you'll actually see progress, not when you try to focus on 10 different things at once. So that's pretty much it. Once again, self-improvement is simply just doing actions that improve your life. Not watching Sigma videos, not watching YouTube videos, not posting inspirational quotes. Those things don't matter if they don't actually improve your life and end up in results. So I hope this video helped. I'll see you in the next one. And I'll have a link of actionable steps in this video.